Hey guys, Michaela here. Wanted to do a check-in today after yesterday being a total shit day. Usually I can have something bad happen and still recover. That was not the case yesterday. I shared already about my mediation situation on a video that's now gotten almost 600 likes. Thank you guys so much. That is a first for me. Don't know how it happened, but I love it. I've gotten some viral posts on Threads, and I don't know that 600 is viral, but it's a lot, so thank you. I shared about the mediation that I'm in, and guys, this isn't divorce. This is a shitty landlord that sabotaged my attempts to find a new tenant and then wanted to charge me all sorts of shit, particularly after I said I was gonna stop paying rent, even though there were no damages before then. And I think that the sad old man really wants to bring me back to the States as just out of spite. So shitty white man number one from yesterday. And then I was leaving to go to the beach, and two people who were coming to rent another spot on the property showed up. It was two guys. One of them they're both around my age. One of them was very attractive. And so I'm like, hey, you want to come to the beach and hang out? And so they ended up coming. And I found out through conversation that he's a cop, he's a Marine, and he's moderate politically. All of those giant red flags for me. I don't mean to disparage entire professions, but I've been married to a firefighter, I've been married to military, and I've been military myself, and I've dated Marines and all that. So it's like, if it's got a uniform on, probably not for me. Do your thing, but that's where I'm at with it. And so I should have walked away at that point, but he was from the Ukraine, so I thought maybe he was cool. Not the case. So you wouldn't have known that he was from the Ukraine. He doesn't have like an accent, or he looks like a US white male. Tall, blue eyes, like has all firing all cylinders for privilege. And the new sexy is knowing your privilege, guys. I don't know if you know this, but if not, you need to integrate it if we want to engage with particularly women that are awake to the impact of the patriarchy, and then also aware of and empathizing with, if not a part of, the group of people of color. Like, we should be looking out for others. Anyway, so the night goes on. We end up all at the beach on the other side of the road here, not where we were before. It was the end of the night, and his friend was with us, so I felt safe in that regard. My dogs are with me. And politics comes up again, and he says, not everything's politics. And I said, well, that's because it's not knocking at your door that you can say that, and that's a privileged stance. And from there, of course, he goes into the Darvoing that he should just go drown himself in the ocean and all this shit. And I'm like, okay. I'm trying to explain to him the impact that patriarchal conditioning and the ways, particularly of the US nation, how they oppress women and people of color, and that he needs to be an advocate for that instead of defending his own quality of life, and understanding that how much of an advantage he has just by how he looks. So this is where he then goes into talking about how black people hate white people. And I can't imagine the look on my face, but I just turned around and left. I did say goodbye to his friend, who was actually a pretty decent guy, even though he's hanging out with this guy that speaks volumes, but still, he seems significantly safer. And so I'm walking back across the street. My dogs are crossing the street. One of them stops to scratch themselves, and there's a car coming, and there's a speed bump right there, but this guy didn't look like he was gonna slow down. And so I'm like, hey, stop. And we get to the other side, and the guy starts running his mouth about how I need to control my dogs. I agree I should control my dogs better in that situation, and I will work on that. But the way he came at me was not okay, particularly after feeling what I felt towards this white supremacist guy. So I lost it. I lost my shit. And so this guy and I get into it. The cop, the white guy, comes around. He pulls me back. He's telling the other guy to go. So some good de-escalation there. But we get through the gate, and he's like, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? And I'm like, no. And so I rinse my feet off. I come back to my place. I block him, and and that was the end of that. Now, in a lot of other scenarios, I would have offered an explanation, but not there. I'm just not doing it. So another shitty white guy in my day yesterday, and just in my life, right? This is kind of what I'm trying to escape, and it just keeps showing up. Not great. Also, when we were at the ocean, I got my ass whooped by the ocean, which sometimes, actually every time it happens, I'm grateful for it. It's an invigorating feeling. It humbles you, all the things. But I lost my blue sunglasses. You've seen them in a few videos. I got them from Puerto Escondido. They weren't cheap. He was right. I probably shouldn't have gone in with them on, but I think I might have forgotten that they were on top of my head. But yeah, I wasn't planning on diving. I was just hanging out. And then this wave out of nowhere came and completely rolled me. So the sunglasses are gone too. And then later my dog was throwing up sand and pooping sand, and she's now a bit lethargic. She stopped vomiting, but I'm still a bit worried about her. And there's something called sand compaction that I need to look out for. So I think we can qualify that as a shit day. So today I wake up, I'm in a little bit of a mood. I'm looking for, or I'm seeking out referrals from attorneys, with attorneys regarding my case. And 2 of my clients, now almost 3, didn't show this morning. That always feels weird, makes me worry about them. I hate charging that fee, all of that. But then I did see my almost 600 likes on my video, so that makes me feel loved. Thank you guys. So the sun's peeking out again. My mood is shifting a little bit. I was able to have at least 1 session this morning, and that always gets me out of my own head. But other than that, it's kind of a game of sitting in the shit for now. Letting myself feel what I feel, trusting that things are gonna work. Oh, also my lodging fell through yesterday. So that's another one. I thought I had this spot for 3 months. I was gonna have to move around in different places within the property, but then he didn't put it in the computer and someone else booked, and kind of knocked out about a week where I wouldn't have a place to stay at all. So now I'm on the hunt for something else, but I'm trusting that this is all just to put me in the right spot and maybe a little less expensive, which would be nice, but still very annoying, very unsettling, especially when I thought I already had something figured out. So what I would tell my clients here is that this is all temporary. It's gonna pass. None of this is gonna take me under. And to trust the perfection of what is. I don't say everything happens for a reason, but I do ask that we trust the perfection of what is. We alchemize it, even when it's ugly stuff. I don't really know what to make of running into a white supremacist yesterday. I don't know the lesson in that one. I don't know the lesson with this landlord. I do know the lesson in the lodging thing. That's just letting go. So my lessons have been so far, letting go, attachment, right? The sunglasses. What else? I guess maybe expectation, watching expectation. And then, of course, always sitting in the shit. Sometimes we've just got to sit in the shit, but it's not going to last forever. So anyway, that's where I'm at today. I share so that you can see some of the underbelly here. I know I keep sharing about paradise, but it's not all roses all the time. I have a lot of cool things happening in my life, and then I've also got some major stressors and fear, and sometimes when I'm really stressed I move into paranoid ideation and got to deal with that. So I think it would be unfair for me to only share the bright and shiny. So here's some of the shit, but yeah, hopefully on my next update I'm in a better space, but until then, take care.